Hello, my dear students. Myself, Devi Prasad Sir, welcomes to you all to this chemistry class. Today, I will explain you about the chapter Elements, Compounds and Mixtures. Introduction. Matter can be broadly classified into elements, compounds and mixtures. All material in the universe is made up of matter. Matter is anything that occupies space, has mass, and can be perceived by our senses. Matter is built up of elementary particles, namely atoms, molecules, and ions, where an atom constitutes the basic unit of matter. Matter may be homogeneous, that is, having the same composition and characteristics throughout, or heterogeneous, having different composition and characteristics throughout. And finally, homogeneous matter is further classified into elements, compounds, and mixtures. Now, elements. An element is a pure substance made up of one kind of atoms only. The atoms constitute the smallest particle of an element. Elements cannot be converted or broken down into two or more simple substances by physical or by chemical means. Occurrence of elements. Elements occur naturally in the Earth's crust, in the atmosphere, and have also been made by artificial means. Now, the elements present in the Earth's crust: hydrogen, magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, iron, aluminum, oxygen, silicon, nitrogen. So many elements are present. The above mentioned are the 9 most abundant elements in the Earth's crust. Elements in the human body: oxygen 65%, carbon 18%, hydrogen 10%. These are the main elements present in the human body. Now, elements occur as one or are made up of single atoms, two atoms, or more than two atoms. Now, single atoms: example, iron, copper, carbon, and noble gases. Made up of two atoms, they are also called as diatomic molecules. For example, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, etc. And next, more than two atoms, they are also called as polyatomic molecules. Examples: phosphorus and ozone. Elements are broadly classified into metals and non-metals. Now, properties of metals. Lustrous, that means they have got a shining surface. Malleable, they can be beaten into sheets. Ductile, they can be drawn into wires. Melting and boiling points. Metals have got very high melting and boiling points. Density, also very high. Conductors of heat and electricity. These are generally good conductors of electricity, with an exception of tungsten. It is a poor conductor of electricity. Now, the properties of non-metals. These are generally non-lustrous, that means they do not have a shining surface, except graphite, which has got a shining surface. Non-malleable. Generally, they cannot be beaten into sheets. They are non-ductile. They cannot be drawn into wires. Generally, the melting and boiling points is very low. Also, the density is very low. Conductors of heat and electricity. The non-metals are generally bad conductors of heat and electricity, with an exception with graphite, which is a good conductor of electricity. Now comes metalloids. Elements which show properties of both metals and non-metals, that is antimony. Noble gases. Elements which occur in traces in the atmosphere and are un-reactive and inert. Example: helium, neon, argon, Krypton, xenon and radon. Now proceeding to compound. A compound is a pure substance made up of two or more different elements. Atoms combine chemically in a fixed proportion. For example, two atoms of the element hydrogen combines with one atom of the element oxygen to give one molecule of water. Now, coming to the characteristics of compounds. Pure substances formed chemically form two or more elements. Components in a compound are present in a definite proportion. Compound is always homogeneous, that is, they've got identical composition throughout. Particles in a compound are of one kind. Compounds have a definite set of properties. Component elements in the compound do not retain their original properties. Components in a compound cannot be separated by physical means but by chemical means only. My dear students, I hope that you have understood the contents of this video. The rest part of this chapter you will learn in my next video. Thank you for watching and learning from the video.